Greetings, everyone. This is Jed Schlackman. I'm a counselor and spiritual healer in Miami, Florida. In this short presentation, I will be discussing the topic of the feedback system of consciousness. What I really mean by this is that consciousness is using the field of creation, including physical reality, to receive feedback about itself. If we were to imagine something in our mind, yet never be able to experience it, we won't have that feedback about what we've created in our mind. So consciousness is using this feedback system to more deeply understand itself and use that feedback as a tool or catalyst to transform itself. In some of the ancient spiritual teachings, the concept is presented that that which is within us is expressed externally, as within, so without. By within, we're talking about consciousness. We're not referring to the physical body. We're referring to that spiritual essence, that consciousness that transcends the physical plane. The physical plane is merely just an external reflection or expression of what is created and contained within consciousness. It's kind of like a spiritual virtual reality game. And consciousness exists on all levels, from the smallest particle to the level of the solar system, the galaxy, the whole universe. Each of us here having this experience as a human being is just one small expression of an infinite field of consciousness. We have a certain amount of influence upon what we're creating in our external reality based upon what we carry within our consciousness. It's helpful to consider that our higher self, a greater spiritual aspect of who we are, has in a sense already pre-chosen this particular incarnation that we are experiencing. So many of the parameters of our life experience are in a sense already set. So there are to some extent boundaries upon what we'll be able to experience within a particular human lifetime. The soul or higher self, as we may refer to it, is having experiences in many different lifetimes. Some of those lifetimes are in the past from a linear perspective. Some would be in the future from a linear perspective. However, from the soul's perspective, time is all simultaneous. And from the soul's point of view, the progression is not really about time. It's about the evolution of awareness or consciousness. So your incarnations here on the earth may be occurring in many different physical, historical time references. However, the sequence of the development or progression of spiritual awareness isn't necessarily following a linear path through time. So your more advanced incarnations can occur far back in the past, and your more immature incarnations could occur further in the future. With that understanding, we can observe the human society around us and realize that we're not all at the same place of spiritual development. Human society or civilization has not really been evolving as a whole or collective consciousness in the sense that some of us might think of that. There are certain patterns or cycles that occur, and there are collective consciousness patterns or issues that may arise or appear. However, as individuals, we're each at our own point in our soul's progression. Many people may be at a very basic level of development, and a smaller or lesser number of incarnations would be at a much more advanced level of development. Each soul or higher self has its own intentions or goals for coming to incarnate in the human earth experience. There are many things to learn or understand here, many challenges to process, many things to master. And while we can look at things in human civilization and identify them as negative or problematic, those may be opportunities, challenges that the soul has chosen to experience due to the potential for growth that those challenges can facilitate. We have a world here that is filled with many different challenges, with many polarized elements of experience. And while that may seem frustrating or difficult to us at times, it's all very purposeful. We've come here for the experiences that are presented to us. The universe is unfolding just as it needs to. It's always serving our growth, helping propel our development. So there is nothing that we need to deny or reject or resist in our life experience. Everything there is actually for our benefit in some way. When we bring that concept together with the idea that this is a feedback system for consciousness, for the mind and spirit to have this physical experience in order to understand things more deeply, we can see what a great opportunity this is. However, we can also see why it tends to be natural for the human mind, what many people might call the ego mind, to look at things in life in kind of a backwards way, to see things in the reverse of how they actually are. Those who are attached to their mind and to their five senses perceptions may believe that that is the reality, that there is no spiritual source or spiritual plane beyond what we're seeing with our five senses. If you look at things that way, you're avoiding this idea that everything out there, everything external, is really a projection, something that's there to help you develop yourself. We each give meaning to whatever we're perceiving and experiencing, so it's there and it's providing some type of subjective story for our experience. Someone else perceiving the exact same external situation or environment might perceive or interpret something different, since they carry a different set of patterns in their consciousness, different programming. So what we're feeling, what we're sensing, what we're thinking about our life experience is in a way unique to ourselves. If we find that we're upset by things, if we're feeling angry, anxious, fearful, shameful, guilty, whatever we might be feeling, that's reflecting back to us how we perceive things based on our own beliefs, our own values, our own perspectives on things. And if we're having some type of negative or unpleasant experience, that's kind of a signal or cue to us that there is something out of balance, something we're misperceiving or misunderstanding about life, about how things work. So if you wish to really make a big change in your life and what you're experiencing, it's valuable to reflect upon your perspective, how you understand things, what you believe is true. And if you can start to do that more and more, you may find yourself shifting your beliefs, shifting your perspective on things. And this really is the purpose for our physical life experience, to help make those changes within. Sometimes we look and see things we want to change externally. We feel we want to make the world a better place. We want to influence things to be more positive or desirable. However, if we don't make a shift within our own consciousness, then the things that are appearing externally, those external reflections or projections, will continue to repeat themselves. The change really needs to begin within us, and then it will naturally start to appear outside of us, since there really is no separation. What you perceive outside of you is not separate from your consciousness. That may be hard for us to really grasp when we're attached to looking at things through the human five senses. But when we understand that everything is part of one infinite field of consciousness, a field of vibration and information that we're perceiving, that we're interpreting relative to our filter, our consciousness, then we can see how that tends to play out. I hope that this speech, this talk I've given now, has given a little bit of insight or presented some ideas for you to consider. In spiritual healing work, I often find that people have patterns in their consciousness that are affecting them in significant ways that they've never really considered. They've never thought about why they're feeling what they're feeling, what beliefs are feeding into that pattern. Once we're able to reflect upon that and to see that what we're experiencing is in many ways a result of what we carry within our own consciousness, we are empowered to make powerful changes in our life. For those that would like to search and learn more about these topics, I would invite you to visit my website at www.phinsights.com. That's PHINSIGHTS.com. I wish you all a wonderful day. Namaste.